If you're looking for something different to include in your diet, I may have exactly what you're looking for. Because this high protein Harissa Butter Beans recipe is dangerously addictive. I came across it a couple of months ago and I haven't been able to stop eating it ever since. So come a little closer because I'm about to show you exactly how it's done. But before I cover the ingredients, just a quick disclaimer that this is a vegan recipe and some of the ingredients are very specific and may not be available at your local supermarket. But let's keep in mind that cooking should be all about creativity and having fun, so feel free to replace some of these ingredients with something that better suits your taste or that you'll be able to find more easily in your area. And don't worry, because I'll give a few replacement clues along the video. Let's start with the butter beans. This recipe actually was my introduction to this type of bean, but if I didn't have them where I live, I'd definitely go for something like red kidney beans or chickpeas because I know those would go great with this recipe as well. Another ingredient that I wasn't familiar with, but unfortunately cannot be replaced, is the harissa. Harissa is originally from Northern Africa and it essentially combines an assortment of chilies and spices like cumin, caraway, coriander, and it's very aromatic. But comment below if you would like me to show you how you can make this at your house. This recipe also needs about 1/2 of a medium-sized onion chopped and 2 minced garlics. Nutritional yeast, known not only for being a source of vitamin B, protein, and other properties, but also for adding an almost cheese-like flavor to vegan recipes. If you can find this where you live, I'd say that you can replace it with Parmesan cheese, for example. To spice things up a little bit, 1/4 of a teaspoon each of paprika and cumin, and red chili flakes only if you can take the heat. And then one of my favorite ingredients ever, sun-dried tomatoes, chopped loosely. If you've been watching my videos, then you might have a clue that I also love cabbage, and for this one I use 1/2 of a hard cabbage that I chopped loosely as well. If you don't like cabbage, you can use spinach or kale as an alternative. 1/2 a cup of soy milk, or use any other type of milk that you have handy, 2 tablespoons of tomato paste or tomato puree, 1/2 a cup of vegetable stock, salt and pepper, the usual suspects, some cream and pomegranate to garnish and finish up the dish. And it all starts with about 2 tablespoons of olive oil, which you'll pour over a pan over medium-high heat to saute the onion until golden brown. That's when the garlic goes in, and you should saute it until it goldens or becomes fragrant. At this point, you should add the spices, and I like to give it a mix before adding them to the pan. Prepare for the amazing aromas that will come out of this and take over your kitchen. You'll probably want to eat it straight away, but wait, you're not done yet. Give it a stir and then add about 1 tablespoon of the tomato puree and 2 tablespoons of the harissa and mix. Just a warning that the harissa tends to lean more to the spicy side, so depending on your tolerance level, use less or more if you want to. Then come in the sun-dried tomatoes, which add both flavor and texture. A good replacement for this would be bacon or chorizo. Add the beans, and I have to say that the cooking process for this recipe is very quick and seamless. You just have to mix well as you add the ingredients. And look at this beautiful color, just gorgeous. Then goes in the broth, followed by the milk. Mix very well and then add the nutritional yeast. Make sure that the nutritional yeast is fully dissolved. Stir until you can no longer see it. This would be a good point to do a tasting test to see if you would like to add any salt and pepper. And this would also be a good point to give this video a like and consider subscribing to the channel. That helps my video reach more and more people, and I will forever be grateful. But going back to the recipe, let it simmer until it gets to the consistency that you like. I prefer a creamier consistency, but you may prefer a looser sauce, so have that in mind and keep an eye on it. I like to add the cabbage about a few minutes before I turn the stove off, because I love the texture that the undercooked cabbage gives to the dish. I mix it and let it simmer for about 1 to 2 minutes, and as far as I know, this dish is done. I proceed to garnish it with cream and add some pomegranate on top to break off a little bit of the richness of this dish. This is an extremely rich and tasty dish, so the tanginess of the pomegranate gives a nice contrast to that. And you can have it with bread or rice, which is how I usually have it. And I promise you that this recipe is amazing and it's probably gonna blow your mind. I hope you enjoyed it and let's meet on the next one. Until then, have a beautiful day. Bye bye.